Story 1, won't let me go to the bathroom? Okay. This isn't my story, but one a friend told me about in high school. At our district's schools, you would be given a planner with a certain amount of bathroom passes you could have for each pass per semester. Well, one day, my friend, I'll call Sarah, had to pee really, really bad. A complete emergency and class is only halfway over. So Sarah raises her hand and asks to go to the bathroom. But she's out of bathroom passes, so the teacher tells her no. Sarah, please? It's an emergency, I really have to go. My friend said I could use one of theirs. Teach, absolutely not, you should have gone in between classes. You'll have to wait. Sarah, I really can't wait. Please, can I go? Teach, no. End of discussion. So, Sarah tries her best to hold it. 5 minutes pass and she simply cannot and begs the teacher again to let her go. He refuses once again. So Sarah in all her petty glory says, if you don't let me go, I will pee right here at this desk, I can't hold it. Please. But of course, the teacher doesn't believe her and denies her again. Sarah proceeds to stare him straight in the face and piss her pants without moving an inch. Teacher finally lets her go to the bathroom and to go change her clothes. Class ends early and the teacher has to clean it all up. He never denied a student ever again. Commenter says, Coder Joe 1 says, Golden MC commenter says, Noel B says, my school went to hall passes once. We made our own. They look better than the real ones. School stopped using passes. We all learned a new skill. Commenter says, Anon says, deleted story 2, annoying guy at work. One time I was working on a construction site for a fancy hotel. The owner had a lot of money and was basically rebuilding this crumbling Victorian building from scratch. He was one of those old money types, silk suits and fancy vaguely British accent and everything. Not a bad guy, but obviously living insulated in that rich person bubble a lot of people like that live in, never had to worry about having money for groceries and rentthat whole kind of vibe. He'd come and inspect the site regularly and talk with the workers, very casually and friendly, no pressure on us at all. Really a great guy to work for. Except, sometimes his son would make these visits instead. Guy was a grade A rich douchebag. Only job he'd ever had was from his dad, and that basically involved coming to sites like ours and acting a big shot. He'd click his fingers at us and treat us like hired help, demanding we bring him coffee and stuff and talking to us like we were his servants. He'd constantly make us do pointless status update meeting purely to make himself feel more important, meetings that wasted a lot of time. Now, after a few weeks of this, me and the guys came up with a plan for some petty revenge. Now, the hotel was almost finished and the plumbing completed for the first floor, so we had all the porta potties removed, not really necessary when you've got a brand new bathroom to use. Much nicer to that a porta john. Now, this new bathroom was not located in an obvious spot within the complex of the hotel. So the son and his dad comes round again for a visit. The son, being a total douche as usual, demands another meeting. Before he does, I saw him looking around for the porta potties and obviously not finding them. I quickly usher him into our meeting cabin, ignoring that he was looking for a bathroom. We generously pour the boy an extra large coffee and begin an exhaustive summary of our progress. Well, after half an hour he's obviously squirming, but I make sure to keep going in more detail about the project. He asks where the bathroom is and I say we're awaiting new porta potties to be delivered. The guys find it hilarious and are sure to drag the meeting out as long as possible. Not one of them told him we actually had a bathroom. Commenter says, Coder Joe 1 says, this is the best shit post I've read in a long time. Well done. Commenter says, TDLMTH says, I bet he got pissy afterwards. Commenter says, 1_tart_9320 says, sounds like he was full of shit to me. I'll see myself out. Story 3, eat your stale bread. My husband 30 meters and I 28F have only been married for 3.5 months, but we've lived together in the past. I'm constantly picking up and cleaning up while he waits until the clutter gets to be too much. For that reason, I usually leave his desk and other personal spaces alone and tend to other areas while letting him do as he sees fit with his things and areas. The only thing that bothers me is when he doesn't clean up after himself in the kitchen. Hell, leave cereal boxes completely open sauce bottles on the counter, all of that. Most of the time, we have to toss the things he leaves out because our kitchen gets so hot we don't have central air and heat. Yesterday, he made a sandwich and left a newly bought pack of bread open on the table. I brought it to him and made him put it up properly. However, last night I noticed he did it again. This time, I didn't do anything. I waited until this morning, when I knew it would be stale and inedible, and brought it to him again telling him I'd be buying my own bread and had better finish that pack and not touch mine. After arguing with me that it was still edible and realizing it actually wasn't after squeezing the pack of bread himself, he replied, "Well, I don't want to eat that." I just shrugged my shoulders and reiterated that my bread will not be touched. His face was enough for my satisfaction. Update: he ran to the store for our barbecue today and grabbed a bread box too. Also, you all are way too serious. This was written lightheartedly and with his knowledge. Shout out to the few who understood that. I'm gonna go make sure the newly bought bread is in the bread box now. Commenter says, Moswell says, it kinda sounds like you're married to a child. Commenter says, upset_pachyderm says, my husband never learned how to clean as you go because his father wouldn't let his mother teach him. Men don't clean, that's women's work, he'd say. So my husband's method was to make messes all week and then clean it all on the weekend. When he'd cook, the kitchen was a disaster. I finally got so fed up, I just left the mess. About midweek, he noticed that there were no clean pots or pans. I told him that's okay, just wait until the weekend and they'll miraculously all be clean. The look on his face was awesome. After that, he'd still cover the kitchen in dirty pots and pans, but the next morning he'd wash them all. Never did get him tuned to clean as you go. Commenter says, Frangible Soul says, yeah. Mommy followed him around all his life, picking up and cleaning up behind him. Thanks for watching. I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.